You want to build an ice rink somewhere we could play. I'll stop singing now and bring in Joe to tell us how. Hey, morning. Welcome to Pushledge. Good to be here with Joe Cool Rinks.
Thanks, buddy.
That's a good name, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, because we think like backyard pools were all the rage all summer long because of what's going on. And I think it's going to be a long winter. So I have a feeling that backyard rinks are going to be the go-to, right, in the winter. So this is where you kind of came up with this idea of making rinks for people.
Yeah, for sure. Like it's a tough time for everybody, you know, and they're looking for something to do. And I think a backyard rink is would be a lot of fun for the whole family and neighbors. And
well, you got the family. Hey, family, what's going on? We got Ben and Ella and Lindsay, the whole gang out here because you've kind of already put yours together. Okay.
Yeah.
How long have you been building a rink for, Joe?
I've been building my own rink for, like, I'd say 4 or 5 years now.
Right.
And every year I feel like I'm getting bigger and bigger in the rink. This one's pretty big.
Well, I was curious. Do you actually know how big it is?
It's 30 feet wide and 50 feet long.
Okay. Like, what's your
Actually 54 feet long.
What got you? Because you're actually helping people out build their rinks. You'll go to somebody's house if they don't know how to do it and set it up for them. We're trying to do today, if you're interested in build a rink, kind of a how-to, right? Some simple little tips.
Totally.
But what's your background? How did you get into building rinks?
Yeah, well, the kids. Like, once you have kids, you want to do something fun for them, and I just wanted to make a rink for my boy and my girl, and they love it. It's just a fun family bonding type of thing.
Well, you got the fire out here too, so it's a good little experience. Okay, you put the boards up now. Is now a good time to do it?
Yeah, for sure. Like November, you want to put the boards up, get the frame set up, and then you don't want to put the liner on right away. You want to wait till it's cold for the liner. You want temperatures like 0 degrees or below before you put the liner on.
We should start, like, where would you put it? So, like, you got a nice big backyard, so you have tons of space. Somebody with, like, how big, if somebody's doing it for the first time, how big should their rink be?
Well, the biggest thing is you want to find a level spot as possible in your yard or wherever you're going to build it, because slopes are tough to work with. So,
like, this looks pretty level, but you don't realize sometimes that your backyard might not be as level as you think.
For sure. Once you start building a rink, you get to realize how much slope you do have in your lawn. So find a level spot. Start off small, 16 feet by maybe 20 feet long. Okay. And that's a good starter. And then you can always expand from there. It's very easy to expand.
Is somebody worried about, will it kill the grass?
You know what, so putting the frame up won't kill the grass. It's not much harm at all. And but the liner, you want to wait till the grass is dormant and wait till it's like -5 degrees during the day and colder at night before you put the liner on.
That's why we have the liner here.
Yeah.
But we're not going to be putting it down yet because it would kill the grass if you're putting the liner down.
Yeah, it may harm the grass right now. Like, it is,
right.
It's on its way to becoming dormant, the grass, but you want to wait a little longer. And yeah.
We're going to get into this, but, like, if somebody does have to scoot out the door, you're getting the lumber from a local lumber yard, right?
Yeah, you know, I just get it from Home Depot or wherever, and the sad thing is the lumber prices have gone up quite a bit.
So you might be paying a little bit more for lumber. What about a liner?
The liner, yeah, so you want to make sure you get the right liner.
Okay.
The ideal liner is 6 millimeter thick and white. You want white on the front and back of it. You don't want any kind of
You don't want, like, a clear plastic, like that won't work as well?
It'll work okay, but not as good as white. You want to reflect the sunlight. You want to keep heat away from the ice. So white, white, white.
We got to go right now, but we're gonna kind of step it through for you because we have the gang doing their thing, building it for us, doing all the work, which is fantastic. Why we have kids. And then we'll talk about the boards, we'll talk about the liner, and then we'll talk about how much water you're putting in it and kind of the whole steps. But you will go to people's house and build a rink for them.
If they want a hand, I can help install it for them.
Right.
I'm just on the side. I'm trying to. I buy some wood and I put together these kits, and I can sell it to you too if you want.
Cool. And it's called Joe Cool Rinks.
Joe Cool Rinks on Facebook Marketplace.
Right on. So we'll put the info up at the top of the screen, and we got Ben doing this thing here. We'll be back in Pushledge on Morning Live, getting you ready for the winter season. Welcome back to Joe Cool Rinks. I'm done with the singing, so. We got some complaints about that, so no more singing. But back with Joe and the whole family. We got his kids, Ben and Ella, here helping us build the backyard rink because we know backyard rinks are going to be a hot seller this winter. So take us through this, Joe. So this is how you're kind of setting things up, and you're saying this is a good time to be doing this.
Yes, this is the time to put your frame up for the rink, and then once it's cold enough, put the liner in. So
Okay.
for the frame, I find the 2-foot high boards are great. They accommodate any kind of slope in the yard pretty well, and they allow for when there's ice in here, you have still a lot of board for hockey.
Right, if the puck going up against
Exactly.
it. Can you buy them this size?
So you can buy, I think you can. I buy the 4x8 sheets of plywood. I cut them in half.
Cut them in half.
And then I have 2-foot high boards by 8 feet long.
If you wanted in the end, you could probably make them higher, right? Let's say if you have some older kids and they're raising the puck and you don't want to be always chasing the puck.
For sure. Yeah, you can make these boards as high as you want. You can add netting behind it if you want. I actually have those hockey nets that with the surround that have the kind of netting around the hockey net.
Yeah.
That helps a lot.
Right.
But yeah, you don't want to be too low of a board. A lot of times you can buy these boards that are lower, like shorter height. And I find those are tough because when you have a slope in the yard, you're going to have a deep end and a shallow end of your ice.
Right.
And if the water is too high, you're not going to have much of a board to play with. So you want a 2-foot high board is great. It accommodates a lot of issues.
Ben, you want to screw that in for us? So you've made these ahead of the time.
Yeah. So basically, it's all it is. It's very simple design. It's not a big deal. Anybody can do that. But you just need a little bit of knowledge. But it's a piece of plywood. You have these brackets that are made out of 2x4, and it's just an L bracket with a brace. And then you just screw the brackets onto the board, and it holds the board up.
So then what's holding the brace here?
So yeah, so when Ben is screwing the screws in here,
putting those screws in?
that holds the bracket onto the board. And then to prevent, so that you're going to have pressure from the ice and the water.
I guess you don't realize how much pressure there is.
A lot of pressure.
Right.
So you're going to want to prevent this whole brace from sliding out.
Okay.
So therefore, I drill a hole here, and then I put in some rebar, and about 8 inches into the ground it works pretty well. So you hammer that in.
Ella, do you want to hammer that in for Dad? Dad, hold your hand there. So.
No way.
Good job, Ella. But now's a good time to be doing that because if you're waiting much longer, then the ground's going to get frozen. It's harder to put those in.
Exactly. Now's the time to put your frame up. You hammer these in, and then it prevents this from sliding out. And then you're all set up. In the springtime, when you disassemble everything, it's easy to come out. The ground is soft, it's wet, and these can pull out easily.
How frequently should you be putting these brackets?
So, if it's a shallow part of the rink where there's not much water, if it's a shallow bit of water, you can put them. I put a brace in the middle, to join them. Then I put a bracing right here in the middle of the.
So you're kind of putting 3 each board.
That's it.
Right, but then somewhere that's a bit lower, you might have to put an extra one
exactly.
in there.
If you're worried if the water depth
is a little bit higher,
like 10 inches or more, it's a lot of pressure. So add extra bracing. It's all about the bracing, the brackets.
Cool.
And it helps it
falling
over.
Good work, guys.
But it's pretty simple.
Well, it's cool because you get the kids involved, right?
That's it.
But it's that much more if they're helping build the rink that they're going to be using throughout the winter.
It's a lot of fun.
Right? And then we should just get lawn chairs out here and just watch them work.
That's what the carpet's for.
You're right. Yeah, there we go. So Joe will come to your place and build a rink if you guys don't want to do it. If you don't want to DIY it yourself, Joe Cool Rinks on Facebook Marketplace. And so the info is in the bottom of the screen there. But let's kind of do the next step. And the next step is the liner. We might not be there yet, but let's help people out as we continue to build our backyard dreams here in Push Lynch on Morning Live. Got that in there, Benny?
Yep.
Nice. Sweet. Okay. Looking pretty good, guys. All right. Next step to building your backyard rink is the liner. Back with Joe Cool Rinks and the whole Vam Jam. Hey guys, good helpers over here. Here's a couple of things. We're kind of getting ahead of ourselves now, Joe, right?
Yeah.
Because we've got the boards up, and this is a good time to be doing the boards in this type of weather, right? Because the ground is still soft to be hammering things in. We don't want to be doing the liner yet.
Not yet. It's not cold enough yet.
Because if we did put the liner in now, would it be killing the grass?
Yeah, it probably would be. Yeah.
So is there a temperature that would be good for?
You want ideally -5 during the day or so, and then even colder at night.
So we're getting
for like a few days in a row. So usually it's like beginning of December,
right.
first week of December.
I remember as a kid, when I was a kid building my rink, I say building my rink. My dad built the rink, and it was a bit different back then because you just used snow, and he would use snow, and you just get out there with his boots and pat down the snow, and then just flood it over and over again. But I guess with that, it would, when the warm weather would go, the rink would just go away.
Exactly.
Right?
Like Southern Ontario, we're dealing with warm ups and cool downs, and if you're up, where it's colder, that would work great. But now, you know what? We use a liner. A liner will save the rink.
Okay. So where do we get this liner from?
So this is a Rink Master liner.
Okay.
This is the best liner you can get.
Why is this so good?
So, like I said before, you really want a white liner. You don't want anything to warm up your rink and melt the ice.
So, like, let's say if you had like clear plastic, if you'd be able to see the grass and maybe some leaves and things like that, and the sun will get attracted to that and melt the ice quicker.
It's amazing how powerful the sun will just zoom in on like a leaf or something, and it'll melt the ice. And so white will, it'll take care of that.
Okay, so this thing will cover this whole rink.
Yep, this is a big liner. This one's 36 by 60 liner, and so so you have to get the liner. You have to go big on the liner. It has to be able to go over.
You're going right over top. So let's even just I know we're not going to put it in, but just even to show people just kind of how you would.
So basically, when you put your liner in, you just want to make sure it's right up against the board as much as you can at the bottom.
Right.
And it goes up the board and over the board.
And then how are you tying it in? How are you tying it in on the back?
So there's different ways you can do that. You can use clips, but what I've been doing is I just use these like little nail caps.
Right.
And I just like.
You put it in right at the top here?
Basically, I put it into the braces, the brackets here.
Oh, okay.
So I just tap it in there. The biggest thing is though, you need to leave. When you put the water in, it's going to pull the liner down. Right. So you don't want to tack this in tight, and all of a sudden you pour the water in with a hose, and it pulls it.
You need a little bit of flex there.
Leave some flex.
Okay.
Leave some flex here. Put it in. Once the water is in and it's rising up and it's becoming ice, then you can readjust it and make it tight.
Okay. Another good tip is maybe don't do it on a crazy windy day like we're doing it today.
Yeah.
That's another big one,
That's
right?
for sure. It's tough.
Right.
When it's windy, it's
Although
blowing.
we got some good weights. Good work there, Ben. Alan, Lindsay, good job, guys. We got one more. So let's get our skates on and we'll go for a skate when we come back. Sound good, Ben? We'll wrap up with Joe Cool Rinks. But Joe will come to your place if you don't want to do it yourself, and he'll build it for you.
Yeah, or the kit.
Or the kit too,
yeah.
Right? We can go there too. Awesome. Well, the rink is ready to go. Okay, well, we need the cooler temperature to actually get some ice going, but it's a pretty good sized rink. If you haven't been hanging with us this morning, we're in Bushledge. Oh, that happens a lot where you lose the ball. With Joe Cool Rinks. This is Joe and the Fam Jam. We got Lindsay and Ella and Ben all helping us out this morning. So yeah,
Nice shot, Lindsay.
we've kind of established that. So Joe, this is kind of a new business for you, right?
Yeah.
We didn't mention that you're a pilot,
yeah,
right? And not working as much.
Not working too much.
So this is kind of just a side little gig for you?
Just a side thing. You know, I thought I'm having fun with my own rink the last few years, and the kids are loving it, and everybody loves it. And I think if more people had a rink, they would really like it. Yeah. And especially with these stressful times people are going through, and it's a crazy year. People need some fun, you know?
Yeah,
and
right?
I figure I can help people out. I can just show them how to make it, or if they want to buy a kit, I can just put together whatever they need, including the liner, the boards, the brackets, the rebar pieces. I can put it all together for them. And if they want to, and it's custom, like whatever size they want.
So what would they need to, Ben? Back here. What would they need to do for you? So they would need to know, Ella, right here in front. They would need to know how big they want it.
Yeah, if you have a flat spot, and how big do you want it? That's it. It's pretty simple. And it's probably easier to go smaller initially, and you can always expand from there. It's very easy to expand, and it's a lot of fun.
How much water would you use in here? Like how much? It takes probably a lot to fill it up, right?
Yeah, I could do a calculator for it, but I don't know. But it's a lot of water. But you want 4 inches. 4 inches at the shallow end, and then hopefully the deep end isn't more than 15, 18 inches.
Because the good thing, I guess, about that is, yeah, you'll get some evaporation if we do get a warm spell.
Yeah.
There's always that January thaw that's always going to come.
Yeah.
But then the water's not disappearing anyways because you're putting the liner all the way around and it's just going to sit here just like a pool.
You know what? These Southern Ontario, the weather down here, you need the liner because,
Yeah.
like you said, it's going to warm up, it's going to melt away. The liner is like a pool; it holds the water in there,
Right.
and it can accommodate any melts, and then it will refreeze. And yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Cool, man. Shout out to Rink Masters because they're just
Yeah.
around the corner from here, and they
Yeah.
and Chaz helps you out a lot. Right?
Chaz, he's a great guy. He owns Rink Master. You don't want to skimp on a liner. The liner is the most important thing. Get a good quality liner, thick and strong.
You have to be getting a new liner every year, most likely.
You want most likely a liner every year because you may get cuts from if you're playing hockey and stuff.
Right.
But if you're pretty gentle with it, you may not have. You can get a couple years, 2 or 3 years of a liner.
Cool. Thanks for having us.
Oh, this is awesome. Thanks, Tim.
Right?
A lot of fun.
Good meeting you. Thanks, Ella. Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Lindsay. Have fun with this rink, and let us know when you get it built. We'll come back and go for a real skate.
You bet.
But
Sounds
best
good.
of luck. Thanks a lot. Hey, come on.
Get him! Take him out! Whoa! What a move!